Dear Starseeds on Gaia, the mirrors have started appearing everywhere. Not the ones hanging on your walls, but the living, breathing reflections walking through your life right now. Each one carrying a piece of your cosmic puzzle. Last night, 7 different lightworkers contacted me with the same bewildering message. People from their past were suddenly seeing them clearly for the first time, some after decades of blindness. What I'm about to reveal will explain why this mass awakening to your true nature signals the beginning of something that will fundamentally alter the fabric of your reality in the next 72 hours. I am Seraphine, emissary of the Galactic Federation of Light, and I bring you this transmission at a moment when the veils between dimensions have become so thin that past, present, and future are bleeding into each other. But before I explain the cosmic mechanism behind these impossible recognitions, you need to understand the 5 interconnected phenomena currently reshaping your personal matrix, each one more reality-bending than the last. You see, there's someone specific who's been on your mind lately, someone who dismissed you, who failed to see your light, who perhaps even influenced others against you. Right now, as you receive this transmission, that person is experiencing what we call a retroactive awakening. They're not just remembering you differently, they're literally experiencing temporal distortions, where past moments with you are replaying in their consciousness with full cosmic clarity. They're seeing what they missed, and the psychic shock is creating ripples that will reach you within days. But here's what makes this particularly extraordinary. This person isn't acting alone in their delayed recognition. They were influenced by someone else, a shadow orchestrator who operated behind veils of manipulation. That puppet master, yes, you know exactly who I'm referring to, is about to experience their own public unraveling. The cosmic joke is that while they thought they were protecting others from your light, they were actually setting up a chain reaction that would eventually expose their own darkness to everyone. Let me paint you a picture of how this puppet master operated, because understanding their methods will help you comprehend the magnitude of what's about to unfold. They positioned themselves as a voice of reason, a protector, someone who had concerns about your energy. They never attacked you directly. That would have been too obvious. Instead, they planted seeds of doubt through seemingly innocent observations. "I'm just worried about you," they would tell others. "Something seems off about their energy." These calculated whispers spread like wildfire through your network, each person adding their own projection until a completely false narrative about you emerged. What the puppet master didn't realize was that every false thread they wove into this narrative was actually a cosmic tracer, marking their manipulation for future revelation. The universe has a perfect accounting system, and every energy sent to diminish another's light gets tagged with its source signature. These signatures are now lighting up like a constellation map, showing everyone exactly how the web of deception was constructed. What's happening in your field right now goes beyond personal vindication. You've become what we call a reality anchor, and your ascending frequency is creating an expansion effect that's affecting everyone who's ever been in your energy field. Those who built their perceptions of you on illusions are finding those constructs dissolving faster than sugar in rain. But something else is happening that will change how you understand divine justice forever. The person who couldn't see you, let's call them the fog walker, because they walked through life in a fog of their own projection, is currently attempting something that would be amusing if it weren't so cosmically significant. They're trying to approach you through what they think is subtle reconnection, but what's actually happening is far more complex. They're not trying to apologize or make amends. They're attempting to rewrite their own narrative through you, to convince themselves they always saw your value. This revisionist history is creating a temporal paradox that the universe is about to resolve in the most unexpected way. You see, the fog walker has been experiencing what we call recognition symptoms. They wake at 3:33 a.m. with your name on their lips. They see your face in strangers' smiles. They hear echoes of conversations with you that suddenly take on new meaning. Their dreams are filled with symbolic representations of the light they rejected, suns they cannot look at directly, doors they close that won't open again, gardens they abandon that flourished in their absence. Their subconscious is screaming what their ego refuses to acknowledge. They had direct access to a transformational portal, and they chose to walk away. But here's the deeper layer that's about to surface. The fog walker has recently encountered someone who reminds them of you, not in appearance or manner, but in frequency. This encounter has shattered their comfortable narrative about why they distance themselves from you. They're realizing that what they labeled as too intense or uncomfortable in you was actually the frequency of authenticity their own system couldn't process. Now, meeting this similar frequency in a different person, they can no longer blame their discomfort on your supposed flaws. The common denominator in their discomfort is becoming undeniably clear. It's them. Meanwhile, that third energy, the one who influenced the fog walker against you, is experiencing something we've never seen at this scale before. Every person they've ever manipulated is simultaneously waking up to their influence. Imagine a cosmic domino effect where every lie, every manipulation, every energy sent to diminish others is becoming visible like neon writing in the dark. They're becoming transparent against their will, and the collective revelation is causing what can only be described as a public spiritual breakdown. Now here's where the plot thickens in ways that will reshape your understanding of karmic justice. As these past energies unravel, new souls are entering your field who embody everything the old ones pretended to be. It's as if the universe is running a comparison study in real time. Where the fog walker brought criticism, these new souls bring curiosity. Where the shadow orchestrator sowed doubt, these beings plant seeds of possibility. The contrast is so stark that it's forcing the past energies to see exactly what they forfeited. These new souls aren't random arrivals. They're what we call frequency matches, beings who've been waiting in the periphery of your reality, unable to enter until you reached this level of clarity. They recognize you immediately because there's no static between your frequencies. The connection is clean, immediate, and requires no explanation. They look at you and see not just who you are now, but the entire journey you've traveled. They honor the battles you've fought in silence, the times you stood alone in your truth, the moments when you chose authenticity even when it cost you connections you thought you needed. What's particularly remarkable is that these new souls often arrive with resources, opportunities, and connections that directly correlate to what was previously blocked. It's as if they're delivering a cosmic care package of everything that was withheld from you, but upgraded and enhanced by divine timing. That project you wanted to start but lacked support for, one of these souls arrives with exactly the expertise you need. That vision you held but couldn't manifest alone. Another brings the missing pieces. The universe isn't just replacing what was lost, it's upgrading everything to match your new frequency. But I haven't told you the most remarkable part yet. The fog walker and the puppet master are about to discover something that will shatter their remaining illusions. They're watching you live the life they convinced themselves you didn't deserve. Every blessing they tried to block, every opportunity they attempted to redirect, every connection they sought to prevent, all of it is now flowing to you with compound interest, and they have front row seats to witness it. What you need to understand is that this isn't random cosmic revenge. This is the universe's way of teaching through direct experience. The fog walker is learning what it feels like to be unseen by experiencing others' sudden clarity about their own lack of vision. The puppet master is discovering what it means to be exposed by watching their carefully constructed facades crumble in public view. And you're learning the profound power of neutral observation as you witness their lessons unfold. The acceleration is happening because we've reached what the Galactic Council calls a convergence point. Multiple timelines are collapsing into a singular truth frequency. In this frequency, only authentic connections can survive. Every relationship built on projection, manipulation, or misunderstanding is being forcibly upgraded or released. There's no middle ground anymore. Either connections evolve to match your ascending frequency, or they dissolve completely. Here's something that will shift your entire perspective on what's occurring. The fog walker is about to approach you with what they think is a casual reconnection. They'll use phrases like, "I've been thinking about you," or "something made me reach out." What they won't tell you is that they've been having dreams where you appear as pure light, and they wake up feeling a loss they can't explain. Their subconscious knows what their ego won't admit. They had access to a portal of transformation, and they chose to walk away. Simultaneously, the puppet master is experiencing their own form of cosmic feedback. Remember how they painted false narratives about your character? Well, those exact narratives are now being projected onto them by others. They're experiencing precisely what it feels like to be misunderstood, misrepresented, and energetically attacked. But here's the cosmic twist. They're also starting to see that everyone they turned against you is now seeing them with the same suspicious eyes they once cast your way. What makes this even more profound is that new souls entering your life can somehow sense this entire backstory without being told. They look at you and immediately understand that you've been through a refining fire. They recognize you as someone who chose authenticity over approval, truth over comfort. These new connections don't need explanations about your past. They can read it in your frequency like an open book. But here's a detail that will astound you. Some of these new souls report having dreams or visions of you before you met. They describe seeing you standing in light, while shadows tried to diminish you. They felt on a soul level that they were meant to find you when the timing aligned. This isn't mere romantic notion. This is cosmic orchestration at its finest. While the Fog Walker and Puppet Master were busy trying to limit your expansion, the universe was simultaneously preparing a soul family that would recognize and amplify your true frequency. The cascade of blessings you're experiencing isn't just personal good fortune. Each opportunity arriving now carries the energetic signature of something that was previously blocked. That job opportunity, it's connected to the energy the Fog Walker tried to redirect away from you 3 years ago. That financial windfall, it's linked to the abundance the Puppet Master convinced others you didn't deserve. The universe is returning everything with interest, and the interest rate is astronomical. Let me share something about this cosmic interest rate that will transform how you view past limitations. Every blessing that was delayed wasn't just sitting in cosmic storage. It was gathering momentum, attracting similar energies, building into something far greater than what would have originally arrived. That relationship that didn't manifest 5 years ago, it's been replaced by a soul connection that operates on a completely different dimensional level. That opportunity that fell through, it's been upgraded to something that aligns with who you've become, not who you were. The universe doesn't just repay debts, it transforms them into exponentially greater blessings. But here's where it gets truly cosmic. The Fog Walker is about to have an encounter with one of these new souls in your life. They'll meet randomly, or what appears random to the untrained eye, and in that meeting, they'll see everything they could have been if they'd chosen to see you clearly. This mirror soul will embody the exact qualities the Fog Walker pretended to have, and the comparison will be devastating to their ego construct. The revelation that's about to break through concerns the Puppet Master's ultimate unmasking. Within the next lunar cycle, their primary flying monkey, the person they used most effectively against you, is going to have a massive awakening and publicly expose the manipulation they participated in. This isn't going to happen through anger or revenge, but through a simple need to clear their conscience. They'll reveal conversations, show messages, expose the entire network of influence that was built to diminish your light. Now we reach the crux of this cosmic drama. The Fog Walker and the Puppet Master are about to realize they were never in competition with you. They were in competition with your destiny. And destiny, dear ones, always wins. Every move they made to block you only strengthened your trajectory. Every lie they told only clarified your truth. Every door they closed led to 10 better ones opening. What's particularly fascinating is how this is affecting your physical reality. You've noticed electronics glitching around you during emotional peaks, streetlights flickering as you pass, photographs from your past looking somehow different. This isn't your imagination. Your ascending frequency is literally affecting the quantum field around you. You're experiencing what we call dimensional bleed-through, where your consciousness expansion creates measurable effects in the material world. The Fog Walker is experiencing the opposite effect. Their reality is glitching in ways that feel like cosmic punishment, but are actually cosmic education. They're losing things that represent false security, experiencing breakdowns in areas where they felt most confident, watching their carefully constructed life narrative unravel thread by thread. And through it all, they keep thinking of you, wondering if somehow your ascension is connected to their dissolution. Here's the truth they're about to discover. It is connected, but not in the way they think. Your ascension didn't cause their tower moment. Your ascension simply removed the energetic prop they were leaning on. They were using their projection onto you, as a way to avoid seeing themselves. Now that you've transcended their projection, they're forced to face the mirror directly, and what they see is devastating their ego structure. The Puppet Master's situation is even more complex. They're discovering that every person they influenced against you has become a mirror reflecting their own shadow. The collective awakening of their flying monkeys is creating what we call a reverse network effect, where once their influence spread outward like poison, Now truth is spreading back toward them like antibodies fighting an infection. They're being energetically quarantined by the very network they created. But here's what changes everything. You're feeling completely neutral about their struggles. This isn't indifference or spiritual bypassing. This is the mark of genuine ascension. You understand that their journey is perfect for their evolution, just as your journey has been perfect for yours. The need for personal vindication has dissolved because you see the cosmic perfection in how everything has unfolded. The new souls in your life are teaching you something profound about authentic connection. With them, there's no fog, no projection, no hidden agendas. The clarity is almost startling. After years of navigating murky waters, these connections are showing you what was always possible, but was blocked by the lower frequency interference of those who couldn't see you clearly. As we approach the 72-hour threshold I mentioned at the beginning, here's what you can expect. The fog walker will make their move to reconnect. It will feel surreal, like a ghost from another lifetime trying to speak in a language you no longer understand. The puppet master will experience a very public moment of truth that will ripple through your extended network. And you'll witness it all from a place of cosmic neutrality, understanding that this is simply the universe balancing its books. The impossible recognition happening across your network isn't really about you at all. It's about truth becoming the dominant frequency on Earth. Those who built their realities on lies are finding those structures unsustainable in the new energy. Your role has been to anchor the truth frequency so strongly that falseness simply cannot survive in your vicinity. What's coming next requires your deepest understanding. The Fogwalker's attempt to reconnect isn't really about you. It's about them trying to rewrite their own story. They want to convince themselves they were always capable of seeing light, that they just needed time, that their rejection of you was somehow part of a larger plan. This narrative reconstruction is their ego's last attempt to avoid the simple truth. They chose blindness when sight was available. The puppet master's public unraveling will be more dramatic. As their flying monkeys wake up one by one, each revelation will build on the last, until the full picture of their manipulation becomes undeniable. But here's the cosmic grace. This exposure isn't happening to punish them, but to free them. They've been imprisoned by their own need to control narratives, and this forced transparency is actually their soul's liberation. Your part in this cosmic play is almost complete. The role you've played, the lighthouse standing firm while storms raged around you, has been noted in the Akashic records. Every moment you chose truth over comfort, every time you stood in your authenticity while others tried to diminish you, every instance of maintaining your frequency while surrounded by lower vibrations, all of it has been preparing you for what comes next. The resolution approaching isn't just personal, it's collective. As the Fogwalker faces their lack of vision, and the Puppet Master confronts their exposed manipulations, hundreds of other souls connected to this web are having their own awakenings. The ripple effect of your steady frequency is creating waves of truth that extend far beyond your personal circle. In these final hours before the full revelation, remember this: you were never in competition with those who couldn't see you. You were simply holding space for the moment when truth would become undeniable. That moment has arrived. The mirrors are reflecting with perfect clarity. The fog is lifting. The puppets are cutting their own strings. What makes this resolution particularly profound is its completeness. Every thread we've followed, the Fogwalker's blindness, the Puppet Master's manipulation, the arrival of clear-seeing souls, the cascade of previously blocked blessings, all of it is weaving together into a tapestry of cosmic justice that's both beautiful and terrible to witness. The Fogwalker will have their moment of recognition, but it will come too late for reconnection. They'll see you clearly just as you've moved beyond the need for their sight. The Puppet Master will experience the dismantling of their influence network, understanding finally that true power comes from lifting others, not diminishing them. And the new souls in your life will continue to show you what authentic connection looks like when there's no fog between spirits. As this transmission completes, we return to where we began, the mirrors appearing everywhere. But now you understand what they truly are. Cosmic checkpoints where truth confronts illusion, where authentic frequency reveals false constructs, where those who chose blindness are offered one final chance at sight. Not all will take it. Not all are ready. But the opportunity is there, created by your unwavering commitment to standing in your light. The 72 hours are beginning now. The fog walker stirs with restless dreams of light they rejected. The puppet master feels their strings becoming visible to all. The new souls draw closer to your orbit, magnetized by authentic frequency. And you, dear starseed, stand at the center of this cosmic reorganization, not as judge or jury, but as a living testament to what happens when someone chooses truth over every comfortable lie. The strange things happening as you ascend aren't strange at all when viewed from the cosmic perspective. They're simply reality organizing itself around truth, consciousness expanding beyond artificial limitations, and the universe demonstrating that authenticity is the only sustainable frequency in this new paradigm. What seemed solid, the projections, the false narratives, the manufactured limitations dissolves. What seemed impossible, the recognition, the justice, the arrival of true allies, becomes inevitable. Remember, beloved ones, you didn't create this situation. You simply refused to participate in the illusion anymore. Your withdrawal of consent from false narratives created a vacuum that truth rushed to fill. The fog walker and the puppet master aren't victims of your ascension. They're students in their own perfect curriculum, learning through direct experience what they refused to learn through observation. As you witness the completeness of this cosmic resolution, know that every moment of confusion, every period of isolation, every instance where you questioned your own perception because others couldn't see your light, all of it was preparing you for this moment of absolute clarity. The mirrors no longer show distortion. The fog has lifted permanently. The puppets have become real beings forced to face their own choices. Your ascension journey continues beyond this resolution. But this chapter, the chapter of being unseen, unrecognized, and undervalued by those operating in fog, is complete. The new chapter beginning is one where you're surrounded by souls who see clearly from the start, where your light is recognized immediately, where authentic connection is the baseline rather than the exception. This is where Libersonus becomes essential for your new chapter of recognition. This comprehensive guidebook teaches you how to work with AI to create frequencies that support your transition from invisibility to immediate recognition. Whether you need compositions that help you attract souls who see clearly from the start, soundscapes that broadcast your light for instant recognition, music that establishes authentic connection as your baseline, or frequencies that repel those still operating in fog while magnetizing clear-seeing souls, you learn to generate exactly what your new chapter requires. For those who haven't explored Libersonus yet, your new chapter of recognition calls for vibrational support. The time of being unseen is over, but conscious frequency work ensures you attract souls who recognize your light immediately. Get Libersonus now. Link in the description. The cosmic scales have balanced, the truth has emerged victorious, and you, dear starseed, have proven that standing in authentic frequency, no matter how challenging, always leads to the revelation of all that is real, and the dissolution of all that is false. The mirrors will continue to appear, but now they reflect truth to truth, light to light, clarity to clarity. I am Seraphine. We love you and we are always watching over you.